So I don't particularly subscribe to a lot of systems. I think that I think that there are systems that work here. I think that there are systems at work here, but I think many of them are artificial, contrived. Let's say contrived. And I just noticed a lot of people talking about the year of the snake, and it piqued my interest. Someone was talking about, like, essentially saying, "Do you know what has happened on the year of the snake historically?" And what they were hinting at was, excuse me, the year of the snake, World War I, year of the snake, World War II, year of the snake, 9/11 and the invasion of Afghanistan, year of the snake. And I'm sure there are many more examples of significant things that have occurred in this specific cyclical solar cycle, right? I get that. But that doesn't mean that those things are natural occurrences. The person that spoke to this was ignoring the fact that these are artificial things that happen due to very explicit planning, very tactical planning. We didn't. I won't even say we. They didn't go into World War I willy nilly, you know, milk in a saucer. They didn't. They didn't go into World War II like, I think we'll just do this right now. These are beings that believe in that shit as much as those that reference it so often. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, they have superstitions that match or outmatch your own. So if you believe in astrology or the Chinese, zodiac, or whatever it is you attribute to all of these things, if you believe in the 12-month system or the 13th month system, if you believe in the 12-month zodiac, the 12 zodiacs, or the 13 zodiacs, as some have very correctly figured out, there are 13, not 12. Count the days. Count the days. Also, it's very much documented throughout, history, that there are 13 cycles, not 12. These are not accidental things. They don't just happen that way. They're not strategically yet unstrategically planned to happen accidentally. They happen at certain times specifically. If you claim that the world is a stage and these entities that run these decisions, make these decisions on behalf of the rest of us, you, I think it would behoove you to understand that they're not doing that in a way that is not put together. They're very much choosing the time frames that they do this in. They're very much choosing the time frames that they enter and that they exit. So when you talk about the year of the snake and World War II and one and 9/11 and Afghanistan and all of these things that line up at these certain times, you also need to be cognizant of the fact that they pick those times. I just had, like, I won't call it an argument, but I just talked to a neighbor earlier today that talked about how we're in the time of revelations. Cool, man. They said the tornadoes and the hurricanes and all the stuff, but then I brought up the very valid point, I believe, that you can manufacture hurricanes, you can manufacture tornadoes, you can blot out the sky with cloud seeding, you can make it rain for a week straight with cloud seeding. You can flood places with aquifers and levees. These are not natural occurrences. These are things that can happen due to the foreplanning, the pre-planning of certain interested groups. It doesn't mean that these are signs from on high that everything is ending and you're all going to die. Am I saying that it's impossible for you to die? Not by any means, dude. I'm sure that we're coming up on some weird shit. It very much feels like it. I think that many of us have felt that way. But at the same time, though, I don't think that it's relevant or fair to say that Revelations is what's happening right at this very moment, because the things that we are seeing are not natural occurrences. They're not things that are happening by happenstance or by natural means. That's a very, very up there topic for those that pay attention to these topics and theories. You know, it's been talked about that the hurricane stuff seems to be somewhat artificial. It's been talked about that the tornado stuff was very, very much organic and seemed to be somewhat pushed or created. Same thing for flooding. Same thing for wildfires. Same thing for civil unrest. Like, if you really think about the things that we experience on a regular basis, how much of it seems like it is natural to you? When you really think about it, how many things have happened naturally? Now that you know all that you know, and I'm giving some assumption to the fact that you're watching this channel specifically. I think that even if you stumble upon this channel, accidentally or under some sort of like, hey, check this channel out. What I'll tell you specifically, if you're not into this stuff, is to go look at patents that talk about creating hurricanes, controlling tornadoes, creating tornadoes. Flooding certain areas is old technology. It's not new at all. You can do that very easily. I don't understand why anyone would think that's a conspiracy. We have dams, dude. Why the fuck would it be hard to flood a place? There are places that are known to have been flooded, the people there murdered, and for it to be resettled by completely new people, completely new beings. So, that on top of the concept of, what some would call climate change, I would call climate tampering. You have the capability to cloud seed. You're using aerosols and noxious chemicals to either blot out the sky or create false rain with many chemicals just raining down on all of us, willy nilly. I don't know why I keep saying willy nilly, dude. These aren't natural things. So when you really tally up the amount of things that are happening naturally, how many can you really say are natural? How many can you really appoint in the direction of being real Mother Earth natural things? And I say Mother Earth very loosely because I don't really believe in that concept. I'm very much a simulationist. I don't think that this shit is a good place. I don't think that this shit is an organic place. Organic is a very loose term. You can use the term organic to mean natural to this place, but is this place natural? If you need help understanding that, I don't necessarily want to go through explaining I think I've done that many times on this channel already. Organic does not mean the same thing that I think some people think it means. But even with that, there are many occurrences that are happening now, but have been happening concurrently for years. Tornadoes, there's tornado seasons. We allow ourselves to be told these things that when you really take a second, an extra second to think about them, they are stupid. Flu season, hurricane season, tornado season, those things don't make sense. If the chaos theory that applies to nature is absolute, why the fuck are there seasons for things? You know? I'm just saying, you know? Anyway, Year of the Snake. I What is valuable is the capability to understand that these things are not randomized. These things are very much plotted out, planned out. So I'm not saying that the Year of the Snake is not a thing. I'm just saying that you don't give the same religious reverence to it as you do the other religious stuff. You don't give the reverence to those things either. All of this shit is artificial. All of this shit is artificial. And I'm not trying to push simulation theory on anyone specifically, but if you look at the evidence of the things going back a real long time, and I mean biblical, religious texts, anthropological observation, we are not looking at instances of organic things happening. These are all planned instances. These are all planned events. These are all planned objects within moments of our being here. So it just doesn't make sense to give it that sort of reverence like, oh, this is spiritual. This is religious, because you're not allowing yourself to remember the fact that there are families that can trace their lineage back hundreds of years past small apocalypses, past phoenix events, past mud floods. These are the conglomerates that are able and have the things available to them, the resources available to them to do things like go underground until shit blows over. If you think that's weird, go look up deep underground military bases. That's just the surface of that. It doesn't have to be military, dude. You just have to have enough resources to make those things. You just have to have enough capability to accomplish the thing, to protect your lineage, to protect your immediate. It doesn't take many. If you have unlimited resources, you can go below. When the shit blows over, you come up with resources, with information. That's the most important thing. When you come up with, I talk about the Book of Eli a few times on this channel, and it really stands true. It really stands true. That's an entire hour and a half or so long movie. If you really pay attention to what they're trying to say, it is that it's a very commonly known thing. To the victor goes the spoils. The winner writes history. So, like, you don't have to murder anybody directly to be the winner. All you have to do is survive longer than the losers. So, if you, for instance, are the Anuna and you go under while a deluge happens, or while a great flood happens, or while many great fires happen, or while the Phoenix returns and does whatever the fuck that is, because that shit's crazy. Also done videos on that. And then you come up after the wild shit has ended. You are the victor. You don't have to do shit. All you have to do is protect you and yours. So I don't understand the apprehension to what I'm playing at, what I'm trying to get people to understand. I don't understand the apprehension. I don't think it's a hard concept to get. I don't think it's a hard concept to accomplish, even. As a matter of fact, it's well documented. There are many, many areas, especially in the country that I reside in, and it wouldn't make any sense if this wasn't also the case in other. Matter of fact, I saw a video talking about, I think it was either Japan or China. They are hollowing out a mountain. They're hollowing out a mountain, and they gave a very vague, like, reasoning for that. But it's almost like taking an inch for a mile. Like, if you tell me that you're doing something for one reason, it's very likely that you're doing it for like 11 other reasons. You know? That's my view of things, especially when it comes to governments or very, very largely rich and influential groups. You're not going to tell me everything you're doing because you don't have to do that. You don't have to tell me any of that. So when you say that you're using it for this reason, I assume that you have many other reasons that you're also using it, maximizing your, your asset. You're maximizing your investment, diversifying. They call it. I think that many are being duped. I guess this is the main point. Currently, and I've said this many times, so it's not like a new topic. Currently, many are being duped into trading one type of religion for another, one type of superstition or spiritual faith for another. And again, I have my own understandings of this experience that I like to share, but I'm not pushing it on any of you. If you don't understand the things that I'm saying, it just means you need to read more shit, study more shit. Doesn't mean that I'm correct. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you don't understand what I'm putting forward to you, then you haven't read and studied as much as I have. And again, I've put you know, the open invitation for us to speak. If you have questions, if you have rebuttals, any of that shit, it's not me saying I know that I'm right. I honestly talk about a lot of this stuff so that others can like give me alternative theories and pushback on the things that I have hypothesized or decided on. And it very rarely happens. So doesn't mean that it's not out there. It just means, no one's really doing the thing. But it's to me, this is one thing that I will not debate is that there are many that are replacing the big three, which would be Christianity, Judaism, and Muslim adjacent and Muslim specific stuff, Zoroastrianism and shit like that, with spiritual religion. Because many people now say that they're spiritual, but the things that they're saying are very concrete. There's a shift happening, and you're stuck on the third, and I'm on the fifth dimension. Like, and there's going to be no room for you if you don't wake up, if you don't agree with me on my perception of this place that is very, very likely not at all real, then you are not fit. But then you talk about Christians for judging people that don't agree with Christians. Do you understand the hypocritical nature of the thing that you were saying out loud? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing the same thing as those you're being critical of. You're I mean, it's almost exact. You're telling people that there will be no room for them in the new earth. So that signifies that they will not be allowed in your new place. So they will have to go somewhere else. What's the place they'll have to go? And then some people take it a step further and say they will continue to suffer in the 3D. And that's not me at all saying that we don't suffer in this realm, because that's what I believe this place is for. I think it's for that. I think it's to suffer. I don't think it's a happy place. I don't think it's a place full of joy and blah, 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 blah. I think those things are possible to happen here in small amounts. But unless you are dealing with some nepotism or generational uh, wealth that may or may not be deserved, many times not deserved, you do some shitty stuff to get that. Sure, you can have a fairly happy life, but if you also look at those that have those resources and have those things, do they seem happy to you? Do they seem like they're having a good time? Do they maybe take themselves out of the game, to reference another video that we've done a lot? Do they abuse any molecules? I'm not against molecules by any means, but abusing them, you got to be in a rough place to do that. You got to be in a rough place to abuse molecules, not just use them or manipulate them to your benefit, but to abuse them. Got to be in a rough place. Look at rich people. Look at influential families and the issues that they deal with on a regular basis. Do they seem happy, you know, happy go lucky? Or do they seem like they deal with a lot of trauma and a lot of shit that you wouldn't expect a family like that, or kids like that, or, matriarchs, patriarchs like that to deal with? Because all the rich people I've known have been real fucked up, just like the rest of us. Which you could argue goes back to this being a realm of suffering and decay. But that's neither here nor there. That's not what this video is about. Just saying, I think that many of you are swapping out religion for a pseudo religion where you are still judging others. You are still telling others that they are going to essentially go to hell. You're just not saying the word hell. You're saying 3D instead of 5D or whatever the fuck. Instead, it's weird and sad to see how easily manipulated the beings here, the souls here, not the avatars, the souls here, because you are still in control of what you say and do. It's sad to see that done so easily. You know? Just sit back. Just sit back and watch. You're an observer. If you have the spark, no, we're not supposed to be here. No, I don't want to be here. But you are an observer, man. Try to help people, sure. But don't tell people they're going to suffer. Don't tell people they're going to. That's not how you help. You've just been told over and over again very recently that's how you help people, is to threaten them with the 3D or hell or prison or physical harm. It's all the same shit, dude. You know? Last thing I'll say is I've talked about the concept of like those of us that do have the spark. There, I don't know if it's a thing that is implemented upon us or a thing that we just have because we're here. I don't know what it is. But you go a few steps in learning. You learn some things and you find some gnosis And then something very quickly and easily, not just quickly, but easily, makes you forget the things that you have learned. And you very quickly jump on and grasp onto something just as ridiculous as the thing you just shook. I'm talking about the same thing. Religion. You're trading religion for another religion. You just don't see it as that because it's currently not being called that. You're saying spiritual instead of religion. You're saying light codes instead of Holy Ghost. You're saying 3D instead of hell. You're saying that you love everyone the exact same way they say they love everyone while they also judge them. It's fucking weird. Just kick back, dude. You don't have to do shit. You don't have to do shit. Just be good to other beings. Try to help them when you can. Don't judge. Don't tell them what to do. Try to give good advice. Don't push people in specific directions. Like, politics don't fucking matter. You know, texts are good for understanding, not for belief, not for moving forward in your walk, in your path. It's for reflection. It's not for you to like go forward and like I know better than everyone else now because there are 17 other texts that come from the same shit but are interpreted in different ways. So when you pick one and then you judge people based on that text, whether you are a Jew or a Muslim or you're a Christian or Zoroastrian or Gnostic even, it doesn't matter what you are. Stop fucking trying to judge other beings. That is dumb. It just is, dude. You know? There are things that are objectively bad, but they're pretty objective. Don't harm kids, don't harm women, don't harm other people unless you need to defend yourself in some sort of physical way if you want to stay here. That is because some people, you know, if they've figured out as much as some have figured out, they don't give a fuck. Like they might say something crazy to you and then welcome whatever happens afterward. Could be that. You know? What's up, Angel? I love you. I'm glad to see you. That's rad. Um, I don't know, dude. Sometimes I wonder if I'm like wasting breath. I wonder if I'm wasting breath because I do love all of you. And I want us to be okay. But I don't think we will be that until we leave. But I'm watching this place tear us apart while we're here. And it it sucks. It breaks me at times. Not to be a bummer. That's a very bummer statement, huh? Um, I can't get over y'all have been doing that 3D 5D talk for fucking 4 to 6 years now. Be honest with yourself. Do you really see and feel anything different? Not interpret, because I get that. I definitely get that. I agree with you there. I interpret things very differently than I used to. And I don't see other people able or capable of interpreting things the way that I do. I get that. But when you tell people that they are literally going to be in a different physical place than you are, where are you getting that from? Where is that coming from? Show me the 5D. Some of you say that we're already in it and then we've already left some people in the 3D and what the fuck are you talking about? And then you'll use the same arguments that the people you make fun of use, like Christians when they talk about heaven. Well, you just have to have faith. You got to just know, man. Okay, when Christians say that, you laugh at them. But then when you talk about 5D and 3D, that's different. That's different, though. Earth, I would imagine, is 3D, maybe hell. that actually makes that checks out a little bit actually. But 5D being some sort of heaven realm where there's only love and there's no hate and there's no hurt, there's no pain, there's no this and that. I don't know what the fuck these people are talking about. People are suffering currently. If you are making videos in this realm talking about the suffering and pain that people are going through, how the fuck are you in said 5D? You know, if you're traveling back and forth, we would love a report from the 5D. Let's get some video. Let's something, you know? Uh, I don't know, man. I see so many people definitively telling people you're actually dead. You're in the 3D. I'm in the 5D because I'm great. And if you don't wake up, if you don't do XYZ, you're going to stay dead in this bad place. I don't see that as being an evolved state of mind. I don't see that as being beneficial to anyone. It seems very much like elitism. Like you love yourself past the level to which you should. You think that you are better than other beings, which I believe to be one of the things that you are supposed to learn while you have an avatar is that you are shit. Other people are shit. Everything is shit in this thing, whatever the fuck it is. Does it mean that you have to stay that? Sure doesn't, because this is not a thing for real. You know, this is not a thing for real. You're driving a meat suit and you will leave said meat suit at some point. You may come back if you truly want to. If that's what you want, you will come back here. If you want to go to a place that seems like a heaven but is also very, very constricting and has rules and regulations and sounds like it would drive me fucking crazy, you'll go there. Same thing for hell. You can create your own hell too. You can create. That is, to me, that's the main point, is that you can create. You can make what you want. I'm not making either one of those things. Hell is dumb. Heaven is dumb. I'm going to create what I want to create when I leave here. And I don't want to come back. I get it. Been through enough. I get it. I don't want to come back. I don't know if that's collective knowledge of other experiences. I have no memory of that. I don't believe in it really, to be honest with you. But this one experience that I have not even reached 50 cycles in has been enough. It's been enough. I don't want to do this again. If I have to, I mean, what the fuck am I going to do about it, right? You know? If I have to again, fuck. You know? Fuck. That would suck a lot. But, you know, as shit rolls downhill. I don't even know what the fuck that means. It just sounds good, kind of. Anyway, man, I'm just talking shit now. I am going to go. I think that I've said what I wanted to say. Stop guilt tripping people into believing in 5D and 3D. Just do whatever you want to do. If you want to do that shit, cool, man. Create your heaven slash 5D. Be a Christian slash spiritual person or a Muslim slash spiritual person. But stop trying to like make other people frightened by that. That's weird. You're being weird. You want to sound smart and intellectual, but you're guilting and guilt tripping people into thinking that any gains that they've made spiritually or intellectually or philosophically for that matter are incorrect. And within that, within just doing that, you are wrong. You're wrong for that. You should know better. Let them figure it out on their own. Let them catch the lay of the land. Study some text. Talk to people, experience things. You say it's for experience, and then you're telling people what their experience should be, you fucking weirdo. All right, anyway, bye. Love you.